If you suffer the intention, act up, you get issues. Hop out the Lambo with youngster, take out the trash, you know that he dumping. I'm sipping promethazine, I put the egg in the slushes from Sunny. My little niggas on go like a green light, you play with me, they gon' crack like a dummy. Hey!
They ain't talking money, hang up on them. Gang, yeah, my bitch got my name on them. Name, let my nuts hang on them. Hang.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I am Mahliyah, okay? If y'all already subscribed, what's up, fam? And thank you for coming back and rocking with me. But y'all, for this video, I am going to be telling y'all about my C-section with Malakai. This is little Malakai right here. This is little Malakai. Malakai will be 3 months old on the 24th. This is my sunny bunny. You say hi to that. Say hi, Stank. Malakai is really sleepy. So throughout this video, I am going to be trying to rock him to sleep. Yeah. So, a lot of people, you know, they have C-sections and stuff, and they, you know, a lot of people don't know what happens in C-sections, and a lot of people have C-sections the first time, and then they like finna get pregnant. I mean, they not finna get pregnant, but they have a baby again, and then they really don't know what happens the second time with a C-section. They don't really understand. They got a whole bunch of questions, just like I had, because with my first pregnancy with Mahlani and Mahliyah, I had a C-section. And it was because Mahlani was breech and Leah wasn't. But I mean, it's okay, but like, who want to push 2 babies out? So I'm gonna start by saying right here, the first thing is, when it comes to you having a second pregnancy, unless it's something that's like really bad, that's stopping you from having like a vaginal birth, you can have a VBAC. Vaginal birth after cesarean. So you can have a VBAC if that's what you want and if that's what you choose to do. My doctor kept talking about VBAC, and that's not something that I wanted to do, because I wanted to get my tubes tied this time after Malakai, which is what I did. So he kept talking about VBAC, and I'm like, you know, you keep saying this as if I didn't tell you what I wanted to do. Like, when it comes to that, don't let someone try to force you to do what you want them to do. Don't think because you had a C-section the first time you gotta have one a second time. I mean, it'll be like a little higher chance that you might have to have a C-section than a VBAC. It just depends, but just know, like, a VBAC is your option that you can have. So that's that. Now I want to also say my second C-section with Malakai, was so much easier than my first C-section, which was with Mahlani and Mahliyah. I think my first one, I was able to really talk to my mom about it because she had a C-section with me and my brother, or with my brother and me, because I'm like the second child or whatever. But she was able to tell me stuff about the C-section that I didn't know. So that was a good thing about it. So when it came to that, I kind of like tried to mentally prepare myself. But it was really easier this time because I knew what I really needed to do this time to prevent being in so much pain than I was the first time. I don't know, I felt like when it came to like the medicine, like the medication and stuff like that, like anytime I felt like a little ounce of that I would be in pain, I would ask for medicine. Even if I wasn't in pain and they asked me that I want medicine, I would say yes to the medicine when I was in the hospital, just to prevent even the pain coming, or if I was in a little pain, I would take it just to prevent it from getting worse. So when you're in a hospital and that happens, as soon as they ask you, you want some medicine, say yes, take the medicine. And even if you're not in pain and it's around that time for you to get it, still take the medicine to prevent it from coming and to prevent it from getting worse. So I am going to talk about like the C-section process. A lot of people don't know the C-section process. A lot of people, I hear so much stuff about C-sections, it don't make no sense. You're not a mom if you didn't, you're not a mom if you had a C-section because you didn't push your baby out. In my opinion, cesarean mom go through way more stuff than a mom that gave birth, unless a mom that had a vaginal birth, unless the vaginal birth was like had complications. Because what I didn't know before I had Mahlani and Mahliyah, I didn't know with a C-section, you'll still vaginally bleed. I did not know that at all. I still kind of don't get it, but I get it because it's like your body is still cleansing itself out or whatever they want to say. But I did not know that personally before having Mahlani and Mahliyah. Also, I did not know that like when you get a C-section, afterwards they put like this big looking band-aid thing on your cut. It's not really a band-aid, but it's like really big. It's basically like a little like tape gauze thing that they put on you. So I'm just gonna tell y'all the steps of like, you know, when you go to the hospital and stuff like that. So when you have a cesarean, you gotta have it 39 weeks or after, unless it's complications. But this is what happens. Okay, so you go in, and I want to tell y'all my version of it. I don't really want to tell y'all what y'all should expect because everybody process, it should be the same, but I don't want to just off rip say that it's going to be just like mine. So this is what happened. I went in at 6. Well, I was supposed to be there at 5:45 to get processed and stuff like that, to, you know, be able to get upstairs and get done what I needed to get done, because I was going to have it at 8. Because I was going to have my cesarean at 8. It was scheduled at the time at 8. So what happened with me is the day before, which was Friday the 23rd, August 23rd, I went in for ultrasound and stuff like that. And then they was saying that they wanted to do my cesarean that night. But that cesarean doctor or whatever, she was leaving, somebody else was coming in, and I just wasn't ready. So I'm like, can we do this tomorrow or whatever? So they was kind of like, either we gonna do it tomorrow, we could do it tonight or do it tomorrow. I prefer for them to do it on the 24th because I was just like, I didn't plan on coming here to go through all of that. But in the process of doing that, they ended up taking my blood and all of that stuff. So the next morning when I came in, they didn't have to take my blood, but they might take your blood that specific day. They took my blood for certain things. They might take your blood for certain things. After that, they're going to have, well, when you first come in, you know, you got to change into the gown. They're going to make you pee in a cup. Then they'll start to do other stuff. For me, I had to give them my tube tying paper that I signed and my doctor also signed. Because if you want to get your tubes tied, ladies, you got to get your tubes tied 30 days before the C-section, or they will not do it. That's just food for thought. If you chose to get your tubes tied 30 days before, you know, you go in, or, you know, your cesarean, your vaginal birth, or whenever, you gotta have it signed 30 days, you and your doctor. So I had to get in my paper for that and stuff. Then, you know, they put on the baby monitors and things on your tummy for the baby. After that, they'll start to give you an IV and hook you up to IV bags and stuff like that. With me, it took them so long because I have, like, my veins aren't that good. Like, you really can't see my veins, even though you can see my veins right now. But when it comes to me getting shots, first of all, I hate getting stuck with needles. It's like the worst thing in the whole wide world. And they had to stick me so many times. Like, she stuck me in my arm here. She stuck me in my hand right here. She stuck me in this hand. She stuck me right here. Like, she was just going all over. Like, if you look in my birth to Malakai vlog, then you'll see I was talking about it, but you can't hear specifically of what I was saying. But I was saying that she had stuck me so many times and it was hurting. But they'll give you that, then they'll start to try to put the catheter in you. And the catheter is basically, they try to put this tube in your pee hole, and they inflate it. And when they inflate it, it's like a little balloon, probably like literally this big, inside of you. And that stops the catheter from coming out of you when they're transferring you from bed to bed and stuff like that. And the catheter is basically when you pee, it comes out of a bag. They'll tape the catheter cord or whatever, they'll tape it to your leg, you know, just to make sure that it's not moving around. It's very uncomfortable. I'll tell you that right now. Like, getting the catheter was one of the worst things, because also they couldn't find my pee hole or whatever they were talking about. They couldn't find my pee hole. They kept putting it in wrong places, like my V hole. And like, I just think they really didn't know what they was doing. Because one lady did come in and she did it like off rip, and I was real mad, because I'm just like, I can't tell y'all to stop, because this is what I need. Like, you need a catheter, but if they playing with you, you know, let them know, like, if somebody else needs to do it. And then like, they kept, it was like one lady, and then another lady had came in, and then it was the third lady, and I was like, look, if you not get it, y'all not gonna keep having people come in like looking at me. Like, you're not gonna keep having people looking at me and sticking me, like know what you're doing before you come. And I kept asking them, like, do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you're doing? And they would say yeah, and they didn't even get it. It took for the third lady to come in. The third lady did say, like, sometimes it's very hard to find certain women pee holes. They might be hidden, they might be too small, they might be whatever. So she ended up getting it. Very uncomfortable, even with the catheter just sitting inside of you, still very uncomfortable. I tell y'all that right now. And then it's like, they gotta put it in you, and then like put the cord up there, and you just feel all of that. It's horrible. Okay, it's horrible. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it to y'all. It's freaking horrible. So after that, you know, for me, somebody came in to talk to me. I did start to panic once they was, you know, doing, once they started to put the catheter in. It's kind of like one of those, oh my God, like, I can't turn back. Like, I can't say no. You know, I notice a lot of women, when it comes down to, you know, giving birth and stuff like that, they always be like, I can't do this, I can't do this. So it was like, for me, I'm like, oh my God, I started panicking. Like, I got 2 kids at home. Anything can go wrong. Something can happen to me. Like, anything can happen. Like, bless you, baby. Like, I started thinking about everything all at once, because giving birth is super dangerous. Giving birth is like the closest you can ever get to that. Say hi, Stank. Say hi, Stank. Say hi. Say hi, baby. Say hey. Say hey, Stank. Hey, Stank. Hey, boy. Hey, you see you? You see Malakai? Look at Malakai. Yeah, this Malakai. But same video, different day. But basically, giving birth is the closest thing that you can come to death. So somebody did, like I was saying, somebody did come in to talk to me. And he was just telling me, you know, basically the things that I knew was finna happen, because I had a C-section with Mahlani and Mahliyah. But, you know, they still gotta tell you it. I still was getting nervous. Everybody tends to say, oh, you had a C-section before, so why are you scared? Or, you done this before, so you shouldn't be worried. But, like, honestly, you still get worried. It don't matter how many times you give birth, you still get worried. You still got to think of, you know, the other things that could happen. So that was just what was going on in my head. For my situation, Eric's mom was there. And when I was getting really nervous, she prayed over us. And I kept telling Eric, you okay, Stank? I kept telling Eric to, like, talk to me. And he kept talking to me like, you finna have a baby soon, and soon you're gonna have a baby, and we're gonna get to see him, we're gonna get to hold him. I'm like, I don't want to talk about the baby. I don't want to talk about Malakai at all. I don't want to hear about it. Just talk to me about something different. Because even talking to me about Malakai was still making me nervous. Because it's still letting me know, like, this is gonna happen. Like, it's real. Like, there ain't no turning back. So, after that, you know, they wheeled me into the room. And they had Eric go in the first door. And he changed. So if you do have a partner, whether it's your mom, your husband, your boyfriend, baby father, a grandparent, granddaddy, whoever is going to be in a C-section room with you, if there's going to be somebody in the room with you, they're going to take them in a separate room, and they going to change into like the hospital gear. They're going to wheel you into a room, or I speak in my, they wheel me into a room, and when you get wheeled into the room, it's like all white. Like, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like a lot of lights, real white, super cold. It's super freaking cold, okay? And I asked him, why was it so cold? And he said it was so cold because they have to have it at that temperature. So, like, nothing gets infections, everything stays sterilized and stuff like that. So once you get in a room, they're going to transfer you from the bed that you was just wheeled in on into the C-section bed. So you're going to have to switch from that bed to that bed. They going to ask you to sit on the side of the bed, and they're going to ask you to sit on the side of the bed. So as I was sitting on the side of the bed, I knew that this part was the worst part for me. The first time, which was getting shot up in my back. The first time I got shot up in my back with Mahlani and Mahliyah, it was horrible. I was screaming. Like, it was the worst part of it for me, besides like the healing part. But not even, like, that was still worse than the healing part. It was so bad because I got stuck so many times because that person could not get it right. And if they don't get it right, they do maybe have to take it out and do it again if they can't fix it while it's already in there. So I'm just like, I'm asking the man who's doing it, I'm like, you know, hopefully I don't have to get stuck so many times, because it was such a bad experience the first time. But like, before I came in there, and he was in the other room talking to me, and I kept asking him stuff like, I can't just get put to sleep, like, you can't put me to sleep, like, I really just don't want to be woke for this, because I know, like, I'm really terrified, and like, I know this is gonna be like real painful like this. And he was just like, I'm gonna be easy with you. So even when we got in the room, like the C-section room, he said, like, you know, I'm gonna go as fast as possible. I'm gonna make sure everything is right. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna make sure you don't be in too much pain. So he was like really, really amazing. He was great. So you got to sit on the side of the bed, and they're gonna make you lean over. They might give you a pillow to hold on to, just to make sure you slouched over, because you do have to slouch all the way over. He's gonna touch on your spine just to make sure you know where he's gonna put it at. He's gonna clean it. For me, he gave me a warm blanket because it was so cold in there and I was shivering. He gave me a warm blanket, so hopefully somebody give you a warm blanket too. So you slouch over, they're gonna touch your spine, figure out where he's gonna put it at, and then, you know, they're gonna clean that area. And what I thought he meant when he said he's gonna numb it first before he do the shot is, I thought it was like some numbing gel, but in reality it was a numbing shot. So I got shot with the numbing shot. And you know, sometimes they gotta ask you where you feel it at, where you feel it at, where you feel it at, and then you'll tell them, oh, I feel it on the left side, or I feel it on the right side, or I feel it on the left side. Like the first time, I was screaming when he was asking, where do you feel it? I'm like, I feel it on the left side, or I feel it on the right side. So this time he was asking me, I'm like, you know, I feel it. I felt him moving, you know, the needle inside of me, and he was trying to move it to where he didn't have to take it out and then re-stick me again. So he was trying to readjust it to where he needed it to be, and without taking it out, which he didn't have to, which was great. even then, you know, I was just breathing through it. I kept, woo, woo, woo. Like I wasn't even screaming this time. It was a nurse that, was holding my hand, and she was slouched on the floor. And I squeezed her hand so hard, I made her dizzy. And she asked somebody else to trade spots with me because she was gonna pass out. Like, that's how hard I was squeezing on her. But I just, you know, they was like, oh, hold your hand for the pain. So I was like, I thought she could hold my hand for the pain. But he didn't have to take it out and stick me again. So that did get numb. Then once he did the, you know, the other shot and my legs were numb, you know, they gotta hurry up and lay you back and, you know, twist your body and lay you back, because when they do it and they hit it right, you do start to feel the numbness within a couple seconds. So within that couple seconds, they do gotta hurry up and lay you back. So you know, just so everything is in the right space. After that, once you lay back, they're gonna start to prep you. The first time they taped my arms down on the thing, because the first time it was like I was numb from the neck down. This time I was only numb from like under my boobs down. So it was kind of weird because I could move my arms this time, and the first time I couldn't move my arms, which is something that I didn't get at all. Like, I really didn't understand that, and I was real confused on why, you know, that happened. And then they also strapped my arms down the first time, but I didn't get my arms strapped down this time. So they do start to prep you, you know, pull little boards out for your arms to lay on, because your arms have to be out and not flat, so they gotta be out. He's gonna, like, it's gonna be a lot of people in there, so it's not just gonna be a couple of people in there, it's gonna be a lot of people in there. So he's gonna start to you know, put the little sheets up that you always see, and the little sheets that you always see when people are getting C-sections, they're gonna put that up. They're gonna tape your belly up so they can, like, you know, make sure they getting, you know, get it right. With the man who did the shots at my back, he did take like something and he was trying to scrape on my legs to make sure that I couldn't feel anything, and tap on my legs and, you know, make sure that I was completely numb. Then after that, they brung Eric in. So they'll bring, after they finish doing all of that stuff, they will bring in whoever is supposed to be in there with you. So Eric came in there with me, and he had both of our phones. And when I went to my doctor's appointment, I asked my doctor, could I be able to record in there? And he told me no. So when it comes to y'all wanting to record, make sure that y'all don't ask y'all doctor, and whoever is in the C-section room with you, you should be able to record. Like, that's my honesty. You won't be able to record them cutting you and bringing the baby out and all of that stuff unless you got a specific hospital that allows that. Some hospitals don't allow you to actually record when you are getting cut open and stuff like that. But everything else you can record and take pictures when the baby comes and stuff like that. So that's one of the things that my doctor had told me, like, oh no, why would you want to record? Like, what do you mean, why would I want to record? I want to record because I want to be able to keep this moment of my son being born. Like, if I knew that I would have recorded when my daughters was born, like, what do you mean, why would I want to? Duh, it's duh. So he came in, and, you know, they start the process, and you could talk, you're able to talk to whoever you want to talk to. So me and Eric was talking, and then at a certain point when they, you know, and they trying to push your baby down, sometimes you will throw up. Okay, it ain't even a sometimes. I threw up the first time, I threw up this time. This time was a little bit worse than the first time. For what reason, I don't know. It could just be certain people. You might not throw up. But I threw up, and I was throwing up a lot to where Eric was like, yo, if she keep throwing up, I'm gonna have to leave, and I'm gonna have to throw up. So you know, they'll give you medicine through your IV to like help you with your sickness. Most of the time you might throw up when they have to push the baby down and they pushing on your stomach, and that might make you throw up. But you need to let them know that you gotta throw up so they can suck all of that out, and maybe or turn your head to let all of it fall out. So you know, when you feel like you gotta throw up, you gotta let them know you gotta throw up. After that, your little bundle of joy will be born, and they will weigh your baby and let you see your baby and let you take pictures with your baby. That's why I say you will be able to take pictures or whatever. But you know, the man who did the shots in my back and stuff, he took pictures and he recorded some of the parts and all of that that Eric didn't record. So after that, I got my tubes tied. So once the baby was taken out and the baby was taken into the baby room, like when they start to clean your baby off and stuff like that, I still stayed in there because clearly they got to stitch you up and all that stuff, but they also tied my tubes. So they tied my tubes and then stitched me back up. After they stitch you back up, they're going to put this little inflatable thing on you that's just gonna, it's gonna like a little inflatable bed, like an air mattress is gonna inflate up. They're gonna transfer you back onto the bed that you got wheeled in on, and then they're gonna wheel you into a room. The room, you have to stay in that room for an hour just to make sure everything. You got to stay in that room for an hour just to make sure everything went well, just to make sure everything is okay. They're going to hook you up to some stuff. They're going to have like the little stickers on you and stuff. They're going to have your leg and the little things that's, you know, pumping your blood back and making you become unarmed. If you breastfeeding, they're going to bring your baby in so you can feed your baby for the first time. With Mahlani and Mahliyah, I did not breastfeed at that moment, and nor did they bring my daughters in because they wasn't finished cleaning my daughters. However else that went. So I did see them at the room, but I got to see Malakai while I was in the room for an hour. I could still move my arms and stuff, you know, and see Eric was in there, so I was still able to talk to Eric and all of that stuff. So you sit in there for an hour. Once that is over, they will wheel you to your room. Once you go to your room, you should be able to ask for ice and all of that other stuff. You won't get food right away. You might not get water right away, but they will give you ice. But I'm pretty sure you should be able to get water too. They might make you hold off for a little bit, but you will. The first things they will give you, they won't give you solid food. They give you liquid stuff just to make sure everything is okay. When you get a C-section, like I said, you do vaginally bleed, which is freaking crazy. They're going to look at your cut. You're going to have like a little bandage on your cut. I already told y'all about the medicine and stuff like that. So, you know, just take advantage of that. What else can I say? When you go to take a shower, make sure you take the bandage off in the shower. I mean, they're going to tell you to take the bandage off in the shower anyway. But, you know, they give you like the little squirt bucket. I mean, the little squirt bottles. That is really good to fill water up. And you can have somebody squirt the water on the area of the bandage so you can be able to take it off, because taking that off of your C-section cut will hurt. It don't make no sense. So you just make sure that either that, or you could just use the water from the shower to help get that off, because it's gonna hurt. What I can say about, you know, after your baby is born, after your numbness wear off, just make sure when it's a chance for you to get up and walk, you get up and walk. Because if you sit, you get so stiff, you be in pain. Of course it's gonna hurt. Of course you're gonna be in pain trying to do stuff, especially if it's your first time. Like when it was my first C-section, it was rough because it was a pain that you never experienced before. So if it's your first one, I understand it's gonna be so painful. It's gonna hurt so bad. But even if you take little steps, you gotta take the little steps. Even if you move a little bit, you gotta move that little bit, because once you get stiff up, it hurts so much more than, like, it would hurt more than if you would have just tried to move the first time. So that's food for thought. Just make sure you get up and move. Just make sure you're trying to move your body and stuff like that. If you get a C-section, you're supposed to get a wrap bandage. It's not like a waist trainer or anything. It's white, little wrap thing you put on your belly. Me, this time or the first time, I did not wear the thing. I don't like it. It digs in my skin. It's not for me. I don't like it. I would rather just buy my own waist trainer or a little waistband or something by myself, because that thing, to me, it hurts. Okay, some people might like it. Me personally, I don't like it. What else? You'll get to see your baby. You get to see your baby. You'll get to have your baby. Your baby will start slobbing. Right, Stank? Yeah. So you'll get to have your little bundle of joy, and it'll be good. A lot of people say they C-section. So this is the thing. A lot of people do say they C-section cuts hurt. This time my C-section cut still hurts. Coming home, let me talk about that process also, because I did know what I needed to do this time. I did. Me and Eric and Malakai, we got up, we went in the hallway, we walked. I went to the bathroom. I would tell Eric, don't really help me to the bathroom so I could do it by myself, because I knew once I came home, Eric would still have to work and I would have to be at home. So I didn't want to have to depend so much on him, and he might not be there sometimes, and I just feel like I'm stuck. We did get up and walk and stuff like that. Coming home, I was okay. Leaving the hospital, I walked to the car. I sat in the backseat with Malakai. Sat in the backseat with my baby. We did stop at my mom's house to get the twins. So I walked, up the stairs to go to her house. I walked in the house. When you have a C-section, you cannot hold anything heavier than your baby for 6 weeks. So don't think, oh, I got to pick up the car seat and I got to pick this and I got to move this. You can't do any of that, because you could risk ripping your cut open and infections and all of that other stuff. So coming home with Malakai, of course I want to say of course it's gonna be rough, because it's gonna be rough. You're gonna want your sleep. You got a new baby, you're in pain. Just make sure the medicine that they give you, you take the medicine. Honestly, I did not take all of my medicine, but I made sure I took my pain medicine. So anytime I was in pain, I took the pain medicine. Just make sure even when you went home, you walk, taking a shower, just try when the baby sleep. If you got more than one kid, like with me, I had kids already. So it's kind of hard to say when your baby sleep, you sleep. But if you can, take advantage of that, because you're going to need it. But I can't say it's going to be a breeze in the park when you come home, because then I will be lying. It's not going to be a breeze in the park. Just make sure you take your time and you do the best that you can on walking and getting the pain away. Most of the time, you might have an appointment for your baby 2 days, 3-4 days, maybe a week after you done left the hospital. Mine was like 2-3 days after. So once I came home, I had to turn right back around and take Malakai to the doctor. So I did have to go outside and I had to walk around. So it made it a little bit easier. Plus it was my second time. So like I said, I knew exactly what to expect. So I pushed myself so I wouldn't get stiff and stuff like that. Let's talk about stuff you can wear. What I wore, I went and got nightgowns. I went and got like, not leggings, but they were, they're kind of like leggings, but they were thicker. They're not jeggings, but they was a little thicker than leggings, but they basically like leggings. What I really wanted was sweatpants, because you want something that's loose, not anything that's tight on your body that's gripping you, because then it'll grip your cut and it will irritate you. So you want something that's loose, something that's comfortable, that will be easier for even when you go into the bathroom to pull down and pull back up. You don't want nothing tight on you. But the pants that I got, they were loose, so they weren't tight. My body was really swollen afterwards, still weeks afterwards. My body was still swollen, so your body would still be swollen. Your ankles would still be swollen. Like, it was crazy. My feet were still swollen. My ankles were still swollen. I thought I had preeclampsia, but eventually they went down after some weeks. Yeah. So that's my experience on C-sections, and you know, trying to help y'all with y'all C-section, because it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna have a C-section. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you're not a real mom because you had a baby by a C-section, because you could really go through more than what someone go through vaginal birth. That's all honesty. So, you know, look, Stank. Hey, Stank. Hey, boy. Meep. Meep. What are you looking at? You looking at meat face? Alright, y'all, so if y'all have any comments or any questions or anything, just make sure y'all leave them in the description box below. If you want me to make another video explaining it, then I will. If you just have questions, of course I'll check my comments and I answer everything in the comment section below. But yeah, thank y'all for watching this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so y'all don't miss any more videos from me and him and the twins. But until next video, y'all.